Are you ready for it?
Certainty of death, small chance of success. What are we waiting for?
Fellas, I feel this is my lucky day.
Brilliant.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of Rankin. So we had fun one today because it's Taylor Swift songs, and I didn't do a poll for this one because I wanted to do this, and I had people I knew really love Taylor Swift and that, but over I've got Kerry. Kerry, how's it going?
Going great. Thanks for having me.
And we've also got Chad there in the same screen. Chad, how's it going?
Hey, it's going great. I'm actually wearing my Tim Robinson shirt in the form of the Eras Tour, but I might switch into my legitimate Taylor Swift shirt soon.
And last but not least, we've got Stacey. Stacey, how's it going?
It is going really good. I was very excited that you invited me on here. And I don't have Taylor Swift shirt, but I thought this kind of represented the Reputation album very well. And I have discovered over the past few weeks that is probably my fave.
Yep. And also don't have any Taylor Swift merch, but I just happen to have the Eras Tour cup on hand for me. I sort at the cinema.
My daughter gets all the Taylor Swift merch. I don't keep any of it. So,
but with that, how this works is we're going to go around and nominate the song I think belongs on a top 12 list, and then everyone else say yes or no to it. Because at the moment we've only got 4 people. We may or may not have one person jump in later, but it's going to come down to the other 3 people on the panel if it makes the list. But yeah. So with that, we're going to go to Kerry first. Kerry, what is the first song you're going to bring up?
Okay. The first one I'm going to bring up is just my personal favorite, and it's not a super popular song, so totally fine if it gets shot down for this top 12, but just thought I'd give a shout out mostly to my favorite song, and that is Begin Again, which is off of Red. And I don't know why it's my favorite song, but I think it's just a beautiful story about a first date and learning to love again after a breakup. And I don't know. I love the lyrics. I love the melody. I think it's just a really nice, uplifting, comforting song. And for some reason, just early on to listening to Taylor Swift, it kind of became my favorite, and it still is.
Chad, what do you say about Begin Again?
Yeah, there's a ton of great songs on Red, but I feel like if you look at Red as a concept album of just just one big relationship in her life and a big breakup, I feel like Begin Again is the perfect album ender. That's basically breakups happen and they can be very, very hard and, feel like they're life ending at times, but then life moves on and you can move on. And I feel like Kara was saying, it's got a powerful message. It's just a beautiful song and it's really fun to listen to. And perfect place in the album. So I'll say yes for sure.
Stacey, what do you say about Begin Again?
I didn't know how much I liked this song until it stopped coming on shuffle. And I kept going, why isn't it playing Begin Again? Where's Begin Again? I always have it stuck in my head. I think it's a really sweet song. I do think it's a beautiful melody. It is apparently an earworm for me. So I would vote yes to Begin Again.
Yeah, and for me, this is one of those ones there's no song that I don't like of Taylor's. I like them all, so it's I'm not opposed to the fact that this is making the list. For me personally, I would have said no. This did fall into the middle of my list when I ranked them all, but it's going to make the list anyway. Chad, we go to you next.
Okay, so just a brief story. Carrie and I, right after the Eras Tour came out in the theaters, went to see it. Got a big resurgence of fandom for her. And so we did a whole like album ranking over on my channel. And then over on my buddy Dylan Randazzo's channel, we did a huge song bracket. And it was like pretty much, I think, all of her songs or most of them.
It was like
It was a lot of them. It was like
It was a
600
lot.
or 300 or something like that.
I thought
It was
it
a
was
lot.
all, but I don't know for sure. It was a lot.
It was-
I watched it.
It was a huge bracket. It took a long time.
Yeah.
And I will spoil it right now because it's what I'm nominating. I'm nominating the song that won the bracket, which is Long Live from Speak Now. That's another album ender. I think it's the last song on that album too. And honestly, I love this song. Like all of my Taylor Swift like discography, like listen throughs, playthroughs. I've always jammed to this one. I've always gotten so excited because I feel like at the end of the album, it sort of like lulls a little bit until it gets to that song, and then I get so pumped up, even though the album is ending. And I think it's just like a perfect like message. I think about like a time in your life ending, but you're happy because you had such a great experience with friends. Sometimes I apply it to I think about Carrie and I's relationship when I listen to it, and it's really just an anthem for like a specific time in your life. And I just think it's such a jam to listen to as well, especially on like drives and stuff like that. So or headphones on, all that stuff. So Long Live, I think, is incredible.
Stacey, what do you say about Long Live?
So I went back and forth with putting this song on my list a lot. I think when it comes on, I do like it, but sometimes I'll think it's something else at first, and I'll be a little disappointed it's not something else. So I ultimately did not put it on my list, so I'm going to say no. But if it gets on the list, I won't be mad at it at all. It is a really good song. It just sometimes isn't the song I want it to be.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to be the Heartbreak Prince here as well. I do like Long Live. I do think it's a great song, but it's just once again it's another one that just ended up around the middle of like my personal rankings. So I'm also going to say no to Long Live. Kerry, what would you have said about Long Live?
I would have said yes. It is one of my favorites. It's on my list. I just think it's like such a, I don't know, again, like an uplifting song and really fun and to jam out to it, to sing to.
All right, but Stacey, we're going to go to you next. What is the first song you're going to bring up?
Crap. All right. I'm going to do a very personal pick that definitely will not end up making it, but I'm hoping that by the time it gets tipped back to me, more of my list will be narrowed down. And if I don't nominate it now, I'll just talk about it in honorable mentions anyway. So the song is Stay Beautiful, and I don't think it's her best song by any means. And I don't think, like, it's probably not my favorite song outside of my connection to it, which, if you know me, you know one of my best friends is named Corey, and we used to fight a lot. And this song used to come on. The song came on, I didn't even know it was in my music. It came on randomly. I'd never heard it. I was mad at him. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And it honestly, like, this song comes on only when I'm mad at him for stupid reasons. Like, it didn't come on the whole 3 weeks I was replaying music. It's so weird. But anyway, it saved my friendship a few times. So for that reason, I have to nominate it. But I absolutely do not expect it to go on the list.
Yeah, I mean, Stay Beautiful is a great song, and this is one I would I've listened to it a few times. I thought it would have ended up high when I actually ranked them all, but it sadly once again ended up in the middle section. So yeah, I'm going to say no to it. But Kerry, what do you say about Stay Beautiful?
Yeah, it's such an, I think it's one of the best songs from her debut album, and I only put one song from her debut album on my list. And if I was going to put a second one, though, it would have been this one. I debated putting it on my list, but then ultimately I didn't. But it's a fantastic song. I think it is just one of the best from that first album. But I'm gonna say no.
No, I mean, don't feel bad about it.
And
Like,
Chad, what do you?
Yeah, Debut is actually a really fun album. I really like listening to it a lot. It's really sweet, but it's like one where it's like, she's just starting out. So
Mhm.
a lot of the songs are very basic, feel like it's, kind of pandering a lot to like the country crowd and like, the kind of generic songs that, sometimes like a Florida Georgia line kind of thing that's kind of like, basic, but it's still a lot of like really great songs like from the heart that I really enjoy listening to. I think Stay Beautiful is one of those that's just actually really fun and cute and I really like a lot. But I'm on the same wavelength as Carrie that like I only have one from Debut. Just because when I'm thinking about like top 12, I'm like, I don't think most of these cut it because she just progresses so much more. So kind of like Long Live, I think Stay Beautiful is a great like personal pick. But
Mhm.
if the list were expanded more than 12, I think it could sneak in. But yeah, I'll say no.
With that respect to me, and we're starting from one end of Taylor Swift to jumping all the way to the other end because I'm bringing up I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. This is this is one that I've listened to a lot since Torture Poets Department came out, and especially for the whole catchy sort of like chorus and stuff. I think it's just one of those ones that I've listened to a lot. It's honestly like my favorite one from Tortured Poets. But it's may or may not be the only one I bring up from Tortured Poets either, because I like quite a few songs from it. But Kiri, what do you say about I Can Do It for Broken Heart?
Yeah, this is actually one Chad and I listened to today because it was on my playlist. And I was like debating, I was like, should I take it off my playlist? Because there are songs I like a little bit better from Tortured Poets Department. But you know what? It was still on my playlist. I still really love that song. I think it's fantastic. I'm so glad she released it as a single. So I'm going to say yes.
Chad, what do you say about I Can Do It for Broken Heart?
This is like Malcolm was talking about. This is the other end of the spectrum. It's not Debut. It's not the first one, but it's the most recent album, and it's kind of like the inverse. I feel like sometimes it just feels like a lot of those songs are too new. That I just feel like I just they haven't really still had much time to sit with me, and that's also like my fault because like I don't love the album, so it's like one of those where I don't feel compelled to listen to it a lot. But I do think this is one of the better songs on the album that I do really like. And I love how catchy it is and fun to listen to. But I feel like there are some songs I might say yes to at the Torture Poets Department, but I want to give a slight no to this and see if Stacy sends it through.
Stacey, it's going to come down to you. What do you say about I Can Do It with a Broken Heart?
So when I was actually trying to write a list, this was on it. This song, oh my God, it gets so stuck in my head. Like I just will be singing the chorus over and over and over in my head. And I like its message because you don't think about it too often how people in the spotlight and people who are performers, no matter what they're going through, have to put on that face and do their job. And I just really like how this song kind of talks about that. And, you know, I can't imagine that's easy because have intense emotions. It seems Taylor Swift does. And I can't imagine that that's easy at all to, no matter what you're going through, put on the happy face and go and perform your heart out. So for that, I say yes.
That I Can Do It with a Broken Heart is going to make the list. Kiri, we're going to go back to you. What is the next song you're going to bring up?
Okay. I will bring up my favorite song from Debut, the one that I put on my list. And it's one that's just special to me because it came out either like around the time Chad and I first started dating, and we started dating in high school, and it just like reminds me of, that high school age romance and everything. So the song is Our Song, and it's it's just like a nice relationship song about how like their song is Taylor and her boyfriend or whatever is the sounds in their lives and their relationship. So yeah, that's my next pick. And I understand if folks don't really like that song. It's an older song, so I understand.
Sorry, I was busy trying to message. It was So High School, you were saying?
Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
sorry. No, sorry. Our Song.
Our Song. Chad, what do you say about Our Song?
Yeah, Karen and I have talked about this a lot, and I knew this was one of her favorite songs, and so it's become one of mine too. And not just like best song on debut, but just like overall, I just think it's a really great song, like one that I feel like cemented her as like showing just what she could do and like where she would go. Um, and yeah, it's just one of those earworms. It's just like one of those great like country songs of hers that I really enjoy. And it's just really sweet, like young girls talking about talking on the phone with her boyfriend behind her mom's back. So and screen doors and stuff. It's really cute. I'll say yes.
But Stacey, what do you say about Our Song?
I actually don't have any songs off the first album on my list, I don't think. Well, other than Stay Beautiful, which honestly, I'm really bad at knowing what most songs are off. Like, I didn't even know that Reputation was my favorite until like a couple days ago. So I'm gonna say no, but it is a cute song. It's a fun song. I can't help but sing along to it. There's just so many good songs.
Yeah, there is so many good songs. And yeah, unfortunately, Our Song is another one just fell in around the middle range for me. But yes, I'm going to say no as well. So unfortunately, Our Song's not going to make the list. Chad, are we going to go back to you?
Okay, I was just looking at my list, and then my eyes widened because I remembered a song that is not, I don't believe, from any of her actual albums, but it's a song that I absolutely adore, and I think it's the perfect song for its type. So I want to throw this one out as kind of an audible that I just like thought of just now. Christmas Tree Farm. I love this song so much because I think it's a perfect Christmas song. And I don't know. I was just sitting there thinking about it. I was like, every single time I was like, Taylor Swift can't, like, she's such a good writer that like I feel like any type of song, like she goes from country to pop to, if she wanted to write any type of song, like she writes songs for other people too. She wanted to write any type of song, she'll write like the perfect one, I think. And so every season, I just love when this one comes on and just never skip. Just always perfect. So I'll throw that one out there.
Stacey, what do you say about Christmas Tree Farm?
So I have a feeling this is not the only time. It's just the first time I'm going to say this, but I don't know that song, so I'm going to say no.
Right.
Yeah, this is one I completely forgot about because it's one like it. Because when I was going through Spotify, I was going through all the ones I have in my liked song list. And I've got a separate playlist for my Christmas songs. I don't even put the Christmas songs on the light songs. So I just completely forgot about this song. Also, I'm surprised she hasn't done a full-on Christmas album yet. But I do. This is one of my go-to Christmas songs that I do listen to quite a bit. I will give it a. I will give a slight no to it just because I don't really remember the song too much. I'm sorry, Chad. But Kerry, what do you say about Christmas Tree Farm?
Yeah, it's a nice Christmas song. I did not even think, I had no idea where you were going with that, Chad, because I was like, oh, what song is like not even on the like Taylor's version of the albums? But yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, it would have been a no for me as
God
well.
damn
I'm
it.
sorry. Maybe if it was Christmas time.
Love it so much.
But Stacey, we go back to you. What is the next song you're going to bring out?
Okay, so I've mentioned Reputation twice now, so I think I'm going to go with a song from that. This is one of my favorites. I don't know if it was ever a single. I think I knew it from my daughter originally, but it quickly became a song I can never, ever skip, and that is Don't Blame Me. I love the sultriness and sexiness of it, which we don't always get with Taylor. She's not really known for that. I love, if anybody's ever felt that obsessive, overwhelming infatuation, like this song is just such a perfect kind of description of that. And I just connect with it so much on that level. And I just think it's such a good different side of her. And I just love it. I mean, I'm going to say that a lot because I'm not really judging based on like, what's the best? How much do I want to listen to it over and over again? This one, quite a bit.
This is one that when I was doing this, I thought for sure Reputation would end up near the top of my own list, but Don't Blame Me is just one of those ones that surprisingly ended up lower than what I thought it was going to. So yeah, unfortunately, I do have to say no to it, just because it does fall in the middle range for me. But I do, as I said earlier, I like all the Taylor Swift songs, so it's not like I don't like it. It's just that I like others more. But Kerry, what do you say about Don't Blame Me?
Oh man, it's such a good song. It's just, even on that album, it's like not one of my favorites on that album, but it's such a good song. But I promised myself I was gonna stick to my playlist that has like 50 songs on it, and we only have 12 spots. So I'm gonna say no, but it kind of breaks my heart because it's an amazing song.
Chad, what do you say about Don't Blame Me?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense that Stacey would be a Reputation person. It makes total sense. Just
It's
yeah.
angry and horny. Is that why?
If you know her and you know like how she's got that dark side to her. Yeah, I get it. But I also really love Reputation. I did not like it the first time I listened to it, and then like it totally grew on me and became my total vibe. So I totally get it. And this is definitely one of the really better songs on the album. I think I would also say no. I mean, it doesn't matter, but I would also have probably gave it a slight no, even though I was just listening to it and I was like, oh God, the song rules. It's
So
just,
good.
there's so many good songs on that album that I want to get maybe a couple great ones on there if possible, since we don't like Christmas around here. But yeah, I love the synth that's used in it, and it's got such attitude to it. So I get the pick for sure.
I guess you can say Chad's got some bad blood with us because we don't like Christmas. Which leads me into the next song I'm going to bring up, which is Bad Blood. Like Bad Blood is just one of those songs that I think is really good, and it's one of those ones like I watched the music video many times as well. Like it's just it's especially with all the cameos they put into them. So I think Selena Gomez is in there at one point. I can't remember exactly who's in the music video, but I think Bad Blood is really good. And this Chad knows how I feel about Kendrick Lamar, but I will say, like, I even don't mind the version of Bad Blood that has the Kendrick Lamar intro and stuff as well. It's one of the few Kendrick Lamar songs I don't mind, even though it's not fully a Kendrick Lamar song. Kerry, what do you say about Bad Blood?
Yeah, it's a really good song. Again, it's on off of that album 1989. It's not one of my favorites and didn't make it into my playlist. I don't know. I used to love it when it first came out, and then I think I just got a little bit overplayed, and then I got kind of sick of it. So I'm gonna say no. It's not my favorite right now, but it's such a good song.
Chad, what do you say about Bad Blood?
Yeah, yeah, this is definitely one of those bops that I do enjoy. I think I'm more on Carrie's wavelength, although I will say, the Kendrick version has me liking it more when I have that verse in there from Kendrick, because I love how he collabs with people, because he lets like the thing be the thing, but then he just adds a little Kendrick like kind of kick to it, and it's like a perfect kind of thing there. But yeah, I agree. I think especially with like other like big poppy hits, I feel like there's a couple better ones.
Um, Stacey, what do you say about Bad Blood?
So I had to double check. If you see me looking down a lot, I'm checking my list because I don't memorize. I don't know what it is. But because this is another one I knew I went back and forth with. And in the end, I like another song better that I feel deals with similar subject matter. So it didn't make my list, unfortunately, because I don't want this to take 4 hours. um, but it doesn't really matter. It was going to be a no anyway. So
Um, but if that go to Kiri. Kiri, what was the next song you're going to bring up?
Okay. I'll bring up a song from Taylor Swift's second album, Fearless, and I'll bring up the title song, Fearless. I think this is just such a fun song. I think it like really expresses just that album as a whole. Like, and I don't know. I tend to like a lot of her like more uplifting songs that are more like kind of anthems that you can like sing along to in the car with your friends. I think this one is just one of those perfect sing along songs. But totally understand if it doesn't get in, because again, this is like a little bit of an older one, maybe not everyone's favorite song.
Chad, what do you say about Fearless?
Yeah, this one is shit. This one is tough because I think Fearless is fantastic, like the album, and this is a great like kickoff song. But I think there's like a lot more on that album that I just like a little bit more. So I'm seriously on the fence about it. But I got two people after me. I'll give it a slight no and see what happens, because I'm actually probably going to kick myself if it doesn't make it, because I think it's so good. So I don't know. I'll say no.
Stacey, what do you say about Fearless?
I don't know it very well. I did hear it when I watched the Eras tour today, but it didn't stick out enough for me to add it to my playlist like some others did. So I'm gonna have to say no.
Yeah, and for me, I actually really enjoyed. I actually really enjoyed Fearless. Like, this is one that ended up in my personal top 20. And yeah, so I would have suggested it, but unfortunately, it's not going to make the list.
Can I change my vote to yes?
If you want to.
I just heard the chorus again. I was like, yeah, it should be on there.
So if Chad's changing of the vote, Fearless is going to make the list.
I have a feeling me and Carrie are going to keep picking opposite sides of the spectrum. But I like Begin Again.
Yeah, I have a lot of like more downer songs on here too.
I have some feel good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I will say I'm keeping note of anything that was brought up that would have been like a 2-2 split. So, and if the other person does end up turning up, then I'll give her a chance to talk about those songs, and then they may still make the list, but for now they're not. But Chad, we go back to you. What is your next nomination?
There's too many. Shit.
Exactly.
All right, I'm gonna go with we're still at the top. I'm gonna go with one that is I don't know if it's guilty pleasure, but I absolutely love it. And Carrie, I guess, was on the fence about putting it on her list. But I'm gonna bring up Bejeweled, because I love Bejeweled. I don't know if it's mostly because of the music video is just delightful. But it's like, kind of like a storybook music video, starring like Haim and Laura Dern. And they have like a whole thing where she plays like she's Cinderella, and then she goes out to the ball and she's always sparkling and stuff. And it's amazing. I just love like the music video. I love the vibe of the song. And it's just, I love when she says, I be sparkling. And I don't know. Yeah, it's just one of those hits that I just can't stop listening to, and I love it. So Bejeweled.
Stacey, what do you say about Bejeweled?
It's kind of in the same situation as Fearless, where I didn't really know it. I heard it today, and I'm on the same thing as you, Malcolm. There's never really one I'm like, this is a crap song. Like, I mean, all of our songs are good. It's just kind of which ones do I really know, which ones really hook me in different ways, and which ones don't. And unfortunately, this was not one that like really made me want to put it on my list and keep checking it out. So that's no.
Yeah. For me, I really love Bejeweled. I think it's I think I think it's great. Like, this is one that like, it surprised even me with how high it ended up for me. And yeah, it's just one that I listen to a lot, and it's one of those ones like that when TikTok had taken the old Taylor Swift songs off, like the one that someone had recorded themselves sing, it just like was just all over TikTok. Whenever people were going to the ears to it, it was just one of those entertaining ones. So I'm going to say yes to Bejeweled. Kerry, it comes down to you. What do you say about Bejeweled?
Oh man.
What do you say about Bejeweled, Carrie?
What do I say?
Go with your heart.
Because it wasn't on my playlist, but then in the car, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna add it to my playlist because it is a really good song. I should have added it." So I'm gonna go with yes. I think it's an amazing song. Yeah, and I don't know if it's still my favorite song off of Midnight's, but it was actually my favorite song off of Midnight's for a while. So yeah, I'll say yes.
That Bejeweled is going to make the list. Stacey, what is your next song you're going to bring up?
God, I'm really torn between two. One partly because I'm really torn between the regular and the Taylor version. So I'm hoping somebody else will nominate one or the other. All right, because I'm not sure about that yet, I'll go with another Reputation song. Are you ready for it? I hear the beginning, and I just like, I can't, it just hypes me up. I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. Like, every time. It's another one I really can't skip just because it just catches me with that beat in the beginning. And I just think it's a fun, it's just a good song. I don't know. It's good to sing along to. The baby that like let the games begin chant, like I just really like it a lot. It's just that beat, and that the electronic beat is just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one like I do like Ready for It. I think it's great, and even and the beat is good. And yeah, it's just one of those ones that it's just outside the area where I could there's for me, like, I've got a list of like, I've got all the songs banned, but like, if someone says a song around my top 50, then I probably would have said yes. Unfortunately, this is just outside that, so I'm going to give a slight no. But I do think it's great. Kerry, what do you say about Ready for It?
It's such a good song, but yeah, it's not on my playlist of my top 50. So I'm gonna say no. It's such a good song though.
Chad, what do you say about Ready for It?
this sucks because I
know.
love rank 'em, but rank 'em limits it to 12, and it's tough, man. Because like I could fill this list with Reputation songs if it was just me and Stacy. That's what it would be. But this one is a song that you just turn all the way up to 11, like it goes to 11. And it's so good. I totally get why you threw this one on there too. But yeah, there's still a couple Reputation songs I would love to see get on.
I still have more on my list, so if you nominate,
And it's just one of those things where I just can't get past. There's two of them that I'm like, I feel like I have to get on the list, at least one of them. And I'm like, I just can't put this over those two. And so it just really sucks because it's such a jam. But
yeah, so that was a no.
yeah,
that was a no.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ready for It is not going to make the list. But I mean, it's one of those ones like. It's one of those when it comes to rank 'em. I'm the host, so I'm the problem. It's me. And which my next song I'm bringing up is Anti-Heroes. It's one of those. Once again, it's one of those ones that is catchy, and this is one that if I wasn't in a bus with a lot of people, I would have been singing this song loudly. It was like this is a great song, and yeah, it's just one of the. I think it's a really catchy, and I think it's a great one to listen to, and an even greater one to sing along to. But Kiri, what do you say about Anti-Hero?
It's such a good song. It's just not one of my favorites off of Midnight's. And yeah, I think also like it's just again, it's one that's been a little bit just overplayed for me. So it's like this amazing song, but I've heard it so much that I just don't listen to it a ton anymore just because I've gotten a little bit sick of it, which sucks. Because it is a fantastic song. I think it's brilliant. But I'm gonna have to say no.
Chad, what do you say about Anti-Hero?
I don't know. I mean, this is another one I'm on the fence about. I think the music video is great. Like they have like that whole section where even Mike Birbiglia shows up, and it's really funny. The song itself, I think, is also incredible. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just like looking over the list. I'm like, there's so many other ones, man. And I just like, but this is a great song. I'll give a slight no too. I don't know, man. I'm sorry.
And Stacey, what do you say about Anti-Hero?
So this song is probably the closest I come to disliking any Taylor Swift songs. I don't, like I said, I don't dislike it, but it is definitely one that I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know how I'll listen to that one right now. So it's going to be a no. I'm sorry.
Sorry, you don't need to apologize.
I always do. I can't help it. I felt bad.
Kiri, what is the next song you're going to bring up?
Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to choose. I've narrowed it down to an album, but which one from this album do I want to nominate? I'll go with like one of my more like personal favorite ones. I understand if it doesn't make it on, but it's the song Mean off of Speak Now that, Taylor wrote after getting criticized for, I think it was like a Grammy performance or something. But it's a song that like has some special meaning. Like one, I've always loved that song, but also it's a song that we play for Elliot when he gets his shots at the doctor's office.
God damn it.
And it like for some reason, I don't know, Chad just picked that song at one time after he got shots to like play for, and he like calmed him down. So now we always play it after he gets his shots, like in the doctor's office. So that's the one I'll go with.
Chad, what do you say about Mean?
Well, I mean, I was right about to say no, and then she said,
"You can still say
no, but you said my son's name, and it's an automatic yes now because that totally makes sense. Like, I don't know, it's one of those, I think, where you're talking about like a lot of like, anti-hero, like ones that like has just felt so overplayed. Like I hear it in my head and I somewhat get a little bit aggravated, but also like it's catchy as hell. And then I just think like the music video is great and it's just really cute and just has such a great message. Even though it's one of those just feels so simple, like it's still like, good despite that. Like it's good because it's simple, I guess. And it just has a great message. And it's just because someone was mean to her once. And then she was like, well, I'm going to write a song called Mean. And just don't be mean. Why you got to be so mean? Yeah, yeah. I was on the fence about it, but yeah, it is one that has cheered my son up so many times in the past, getting shot. So, 100%, I'll throw it on there, if possible.
Stacey, what do you say about Mean?
No, it's
Well, I do have a couple songs from Speak Now on my list, actually. The other two ones I didn't, but this is not one of them, unfortunately. So no, there are other ones I just like better.
But this one I actually do quite like. I actually do really enjoy Mean, and I think it's a great song. So it's going to be yes for me. So Mean is going to make the list. And we go to Chad.
Yeah, there's so many, and I just don't know what to bring up because it's very, very difficult. But I'm a pop on over to Lover though, because Lover was the album even before the Eras tour came out, was the album that like kind of, I would say, most got me back into Taylor Swift before the Eras tour just kind of like made me like actually listen to all her albums. I was only listening to Lover for a long time after it came out, and got that vinyl, and then now we have like almost all the vinyl.
Oh yeah, we don't have Reputation.
Well, we're waiting for the re-releases. I'm gonna do a Cruel Summer off of that one. I think that is one of, if not the best songs. I don't know. It's just I love the new style that Lover came up with, and that's just one of the best like earworms, like perfect like kind of summer song, and I don't know. I just love it, and I love the vocalizations that she has in there quite a bit. So I did that one.
Stacey, what do you say about Cruel Summer?
I do like it a lot, and I do have quite a few songs from Lover in my playlist of like 52 songs, but it's not one of them. So it's gonna be no. Plus, I'd like to get a song on the list at some point, so I don't want it to be full.
But yeah, I think "Cruel Summer" is a great song. I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun, so it's going to be a yes for me. Kerry, what do you say about "Cruel Summer"?
Yeah, this is on my list. I think it's such an anthem. I think it's like, I think about this song when I think about the Lover album. This is the song I think about most, and I think it's just maybe my favorite one. So I'm gonna say yes.
That "Cruel Summer" is going to make the list. Stacey, what is the next song you're going to bring up?
Okay, so I will pick one from Speak Now, since I did say I have some of those. This was actually the first song that I heard Taylor Swift songs. I sang along to them on the radio. It was fine, whatever. She was a teenager and sang pop country, which is not my thing really, but it was always catchy. This was the first song that I actually for a long time didn't realize was by her that made me go, oh, maybe I need to reconsider this artist. And I'm going to pick Taylor's version because I don't like the rewrite. And it's better than Revenge. Did I say Taylor's version? I meant the original version. Mm-hmm. I wanted the horror on the mattress version because I'm sorry, it just works better. I get it. Like she didn't want to slut shame. Times have changed, but It's just a good song. The original was good. The line worked better. I like that it kind of showed that she had more of a rock and roll side and an edgier. It was the first time she really kind of got edgy, started putting that out there. And yeah, it's a song, another one I never can skip. I always turn it up loud. And I like it. One of my favorites.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those ones, like, as I said in the chat when I made this, like, it doesn't matter if it's Taylor Swift's versions or the other version. It's the same song. It counts. Like, you can say yes to the Taylor's version or the whatever version you want to say yes to, but it's the same. Like, hopefully you know what I mean. But yeah, like I only like. I only ever listen to the Taylor's versions songs now, like for the ones that count. But it doesn't matter because I still really enjoy Better Than Revenge anyway. I think it's a great song, and it doesn't matter. Like, to me, it's one of those ones. Like, it doesn't matter which version I go with. Like, they're both really good. And so it's still going to be yes for me for Better Than Revenge. Kerry, what do you say about Better Than Revenge?
Yeah, this is one that definitely grew on me over time. And it's one that, like, I kind of was the same way. Like, I didn't realize the song, I had heard it, but I didn't realize it was by Taylor Swift.
I thought it was Paramore, to be honest. Yeah. I thought it was a Paramore song.
It sounds very similar to Misery Business. So it just sounds like something that Haley Williams would sing.
Right.
But I think it's a really good song. I'm going to say yes.
Yay.
And Chad, what do you say about Better Than Revenge?
I didn't expect that. Yeah, this is not one I put on my list. I mean, it's definitely a good song. And I have 5 from Speak Now on my list, but like Better Than Revenge was not one that I put on. So I'm surprised, but not like unpleasantly, because I think it's a good song.
But
we're obviously going to pick outliers tonight, I guess. That's not shocking to me, though.
But if that Better Than Revenge is going to make the list, but it's back to me, and I'm going to go for Blank Space. Like, this is a song that another one of those bops I listen to a lot, and it's just, and even by here it's like, I've got a blank space and I'm going to write your name. It's one of those ones that I think it's just one of those songs I really catch, and I always enjoy listening to it. And yeah, so yeah, Kerry, what do you say about Blank Space?
This was going to be the next one I brought up, so I'm definitely going to say yes. And this whole album was so fun because I think the first single off of it was Shake It Off, and the second single, I think it was Blank Space was the next one. And both songs, Taylor is like kind of poking fun of herself, and it was like the first time that she really did that. And she just like kind of took ownership of bad things people were saying about her, people who don't know her criticizing her, and like it's one of those songs where she like twisted it and turned it around, and I such a jam. Like, even this one even was a little bit overplayed as well, but I still despite that, still just adore the song. I think it's brilliant. I sing along every time.
Chad, what do you say about Blank Space?
I didn't really have I mean, it's a fun song. I didn't have much of appreciation for it for a while. But then I heard like the acoustic version that she has, like when she was kind of like writing the song before like they popped it up. And I was like, ooh, I actually really like the acoustic version of it. But I also like the poppy version. I love it, like what they did to it to turn it into kind of like more of like a jam, like a pop jam. And so I do think it's one of those songs on the album that hits. So yeah, I'll say yes too.
And Stacey, what do you say about Blank Space?
It's on my list. I love Blank Space. It's so fun. I love the cheeky little "I can make the bad boys good for a weekend" line. I think that's a lot of fun. I like how she pokes fun at herself and kind of like the flow of the relationships that she gets into and how they're perceived. Yeah, I think it's a great song. I think it was a hit for a reason, and I think this might be our first unanimous vote.
Yeah.
And Blank Space is going to make the list. Kerry, we go back to you. What is your next nomination?
Okay, I'm gonna nominate something from Folklore, which is, it's weird it hasn't come up yet because I think it
Because
is
it's the best
her
album.
best album. But I guess it also just might not be everyone's vibe though, so totally understand. I love so many songs on this album, so probably if any other song gets brought up as well, I'll probably say yes. But the first one I'm gonna go with, I think is my favorite, but I have a lot of favorites, is Betty. I love that song. I love the story it tells. Like, she had a performance, I think it was at like the American Country Music Awards, and that's like my favorite version of that song that she does. So yeah.
Chad, what do you say about Betty?
Honestly, I mean, yeah, Folklore is my favorite album. I just think that album flows, and honestly, sometimes it's for me, it's so hard to single out any one song because I think it flows so well. It's just like one big song, and whatnot. So like sometimes I'm like looking at the track names, and I'm like, which one is that? Because I just love the whole thing as like one piece. But Betty in particular, I think, is fantastic. So yeah, I'm definitely going to say yes to this because I think Taylor a lot of the times is at the top of her game when she's just telling great stories, and I feel like this is one of those moments, and just kind of I guess like apologizing in the song, and yeah, this is one I always love listening to. So yes.
Stacey, what do you say about Betty?
So Betty is another one I'd never heard until I watched the Eras tour today, but it is one I put on my playlist. Because I've only heard it the one time pretty much, I can't really speak too much about it. I did write down that it really, for me, was reminiscent of early Taylor, but more mature, which obviously, she's grown up a lot. But it really sounded like an evolution of her early stuff to where she is now, in that kind of more innocent, country-ish type of sound. And I just, I liked the story. It just, something about it got it on my list in that one listen. So I'm going to say yes to Betty.
Yeah, and like it's one of those ones like I think Taylor said in one of her like talkie bits of the Eras tour that she designed the Folklore album to be like one big long story narrative
Mm-hmm.
as it is. So and it's one of those ones, listen to each song on its own. Didn't work so much for me. Like, I don't mind Folklore. I think it's a good album. Unfortunately, Betty was just outside of my top 50. But it is a really good song. I would have said no to it, but Betty's going to make the list anyway. And for that, we go back to Chad.
Okay. We got to get a Reputation one on there, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw a Reputation one out there. I think it is the best one, even though there's another one I would love to get on there. I'm gonna pick the one that I think is the best one. Getaway Car. I think Getaway Car is the best song on that album. It's just a blast. It's a jam. It's also an anthem. It's got a lot of meaning behind it, but a lot of the times I just kind of listen to it literally, like it's like a bank robbery or something. I just think it's really fun. It's it fits within that album perfectly, and I feel like it's like the hit of the album. So.
Stacey, what do you say about Getaway Car?
This is hard. I do like Getaway Car. I don't know it super well, but it's one that I usually will let play when it pops up and I go, oh, what's this song? And I'll look and see. It's not on my list. It went back and forth. I think had you nominated it earlier, I might have said yes anyway. I do really want a Reputation song to get on, but we are already at like 10 songs, I think. So
9.
9 is still. I mean, we only have a handful left, and there are just some that I really, want to see on there more, I guess.
Yeah, Getaway Car it's not one that I've listened to a lot. But I do like the song. I think it's good. And yeah, it's one of those ones that sort of just kind of snuck into my top 50. So it's gonna be yes. Kerry, what do you say about Getaway Car?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes to this one. It's on my list. It's one of my favorite songs off of Reputation. So yeah, gonna be yes for me.
The Getaway Car is gonna make the list. Stacey, we go back to you. What is your next nomination?
Okay, maybe I'll try something I think might be a little more popular. We'll see. I'm not gonna pick a version, and I don't care which version people like. I don't care. They're different. I don't care. I'm gonna say All Too Well. I love both versions. 10 minutes is sometimes daunting, but there's some great stuff in the 10-minute Taylor version we don't have in the original. In the video that she directed is phenomenal. This song has one of my favorite couplets in all of music. In the and I'm gonna blank now, of course. God, did I write? And I probably didn't write it down because it's almost always no, I didn't because it's always in my head. But now I'm gonna blank on it. Oh, you call me again just to break me like a promise, so casually cruel in the name of being honest. I just think that is just such a poignant, straight to the point genius. Like I'm like, how come no one's ever said these lines before? Like they just seem like somebody would have thought of it because they're so good. I just love that couplet so much. And not just from Taylor, like all of music. That's one of my favorite little two lines. So yeah, like I said, either version I don't care, but All Too Well is definitely very high on my list of Taylor songs. And I love the story. It's so like easy to get kind of lost in the story, even though it's not a happy story. But you know, I don't like happy things, I guess.
Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Jake Gyllenhaal in the music video, wasn't it?
No, it was
No, he's not. It's about him. He's
Well,
not.
I knew there was some connection with Jake in the song.
I'm pretty sure his no comment on it entirely.
But anyway, like I mean, All Too Well is a really good song, and it's one of those ones like yeah, you kind of know like how much a song has impact in pop culture when it appears in movies, and All Too Well was in The Fall Guy.
That was my favorite part of the movie too, and it just made me want to listen to the song. I was just like, oh, I'm singing the best part.
But yeah, and I really do love the song. So yeah, it's going to be yes for me. Kerry, what do you say about All Too Well?
Yes, I love this song. I'll listen to this all day. The 10-minute version. I think it's fantastic. I love all the stuff that was added to it. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Definitely yes for me.
And Chad, what do you say about All Too Well?
Well, first off, Jake Gyllenhaal is one of my favorite actors of all time. I love him so much.
I'm a little worried about that.
And on Picture This and everything. But it sounds like it was a really bad breakup for that whole album. And but I think All Too Well is a pretty great song. I think Stacey said it, like it's just straight up poetry a lot of the times, and it's just like her feelings of like a young person kind of betrayed and found herself in like a toxic relationship. They just weren't right for each other or whatever. And I think like the whole hype. I mean, well, I was just gonna say this is like an incredibly popular song amongst the entire fan base. Like they love this song.
But it was never released as a single, right? I'm never sure because I don't listen to the radio much.
So I think it was one that was like just in the album, and
I think so too. I didn't think it was released.
And then the fan base propped it up as like one of the best songs, and then it was like, oh, and she had previously a 10-minute version that she never released because the studio said you have to tone that down a little bit. That's all correct, right? Okay. Yeah. And anyways, I do think the 10-minute version is a little bit hyped all the time. I'm like famous for basically saying like it's mostly an 8-minute version. Like you get like 3 more minutes of like I get still a lot of minutes of actual content added,
Mhm.
and then the last 2 minutes is just her saying, "I remember it all too well. I remember it all too well," over and over and over. And I'm like, okay, at 8 minutes and it would have been fine, but 10 minutes sounds better, doesn't it? Anyways, it's a great song and it should totally be on the list.
Now that All Too Well is going to make the list, and we've got one spot left, and there's a lot of songs that I want to bring up. There's actually a few big ones that haven't made this, that haven't been brought up yet.
Mhm. This is a deep cut list. Well, maybe not deep cut, but it's
yeah, it's going to be interesting. But I'm going to bring up this one because I think, like, if anyone deserves to be on this list, I think it's this one. And I'm bringing up the song 22. Like, this is one of those ones that's kind of that's become a tradition on the Eras tour with the hat and all that. And like, this is just one of those ones that, partly because of that and the fact that I really do like the song as well. Like, it's just one of those ones that I think is kind of like transcended the song in a way where it was kind of become like something that fans are looking forward to whenever she goes on concert, like seeing who's going to get the two hats. I'm pretty sure the one on the movie that came out was Kobe Bryant's daughter that got it then. And yeah, so and I think the song itself is great. So Kerry, what do you say about 22?
Man, this was one that was one of my favorites off of Red for a while, but I don't. It's not really anymore. It didn't make my playlist. It is one I have such fond memories of though, because like I remember when I turned 22, Chad picked me up in his car and he started blasting the song as soon as I got to the car. Yeah, I do agree, Malcolm. It has kind of like transcended itself. Like it's just become kind of this like milestone song. I'm still gonna say no because we have one more spot left, and it wasn't on my personal playlist. But I won't be mad if it gets on because it is a fantastic song.
Chad, what do you say about 22?
Yeah, we've been together quite a while apparently. Shit, man. This is a jam. I'll give it a slight no though, because I think it is like too like radio. I don't know. This could easily be on the list. I'm gonna give it a slight no.
Stacey, what do you say about 22?
It's such a fun song, and it is one that you kind of can't help but sing along to. But ultimately, it didn't make my list. There's just others that I like better, and so it would be a no. But my vote doesn't really matter at this point, anyway.
But with that, Kerry, we go back to you. What was the next song you're going to bring up?
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna pick a song that honestly we're all gonna. No, let's do it. We can do honorable mentions. I'm sorry. We haven't brought up Evermore. I think it's the only album we haven't brought up, but I don't know if really any of the Evermore songs.
There's a lot of great Evermore songs.
There are great Evermore songs, but are they as great as songs on other albums? I don't know. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to choose at all. I'm trying to think of one that like everyone loves would be super popular. Okay, you know what I'll choose, and I totally will understand if it doesn't make it on though. Is You're on Your Own Kid from Midnights. I think it's a great song. Clearly Taylor loves it because even though she didn't add it to the Eras Tour set list ever, I would think it was the most played surprise song that she had. I think it's just a fantastic song. So I'm gonna go with that one. Totally understand if it doesn't make it on. There's so many other songs but that's the one. Just looking at my list, I guess is the next one. I don't know. There's so many, but that's what I'm going with.
Chad, what do you say about You're on Your Own Kid?
I mean, it's just we're all going to be picky now with the last one.
Sorry.
There's just so many more. There's just so many more songs that I love more than this one. So
Stacey, what do you say about your On Your Own Kid?
It's one I don't really know. And also, this is a problem with scrolling through a playlist to try to see what's on your list, is that I accidentally hit play and played. So, yeah, no, I'm going to say no. I think it's going to be really tough for us to get a last song because everyone's kind of pulling for certain ones. But I will try to be, if something's on my list, it's on there. This just isn't.
I do really like You're On Your Own Kid. I think it is a great song, but yeah, unfortunately, it's not like it didn't fall in my top 50. And yeah, it is a great song. But yeah, Chad, what is the next one you're going to bring up?
I mean, I'm sitting here fighting with my damn self trying to figure out which one to do. But I think when I'm thinking about like this panel, and I'm thinking about like popular songs, but not like we've been listening to forever kind of a deal, but like one that's kind of recent but not too old, but like still has a great message, but still also has like a killer music video, and is just like from one of my favorite albums. I'm gonna go. You Need to Calm Down, because I just think it's beautiful. I think it's kind of reaches like something that like Taylor loves to do, is like clap back at haters and just kind of use her platform for great messaging. I think especially now when we have a lot of anti trans and anti gay stuff that's happening right now. I'm like, this is kind of like more important than ever, a song like this. But also, it's just a straight up jam. I annoyed Carrie to no ends, being like, it's 3 a.m. stuff like that. And it's just like, yeah, it's just really fun song to sing, and that music video is just incredible. So colorful and stuff. So you guys can see I'm swayed by music videos sometimes. Anyways, I think this one is a jam.
I mean, I hope you're not waking up Kerry at 3 in the morning just to tell you you need to calm down. But Stacey, what do you say about You Need to Calm Down?
So this was gonna be my next pick.
Oh,
Mostly because I really wanted to talk about it. I do love how, I mean, obviously I like the edgy rock stuff, but I also like when Taylor's kind of like real chill about things that like she could be real mad about. And I love how this song is kind of like, you guys are just being stupid and wasting your time. Like, she's super chill about it in the first verse about them talking about her, and in the second verse about the gay stuff. I fucking love the line so much, and shade never made anybody less gay. Like,
yeah.
I just love that line like so much. I shout it out when I sing along. So yeah, I mean, it was going to be my next pick, so it's definitely a yes for me.
Also, when she says like you made that sign, it must have
It
taken
must
all
have
night.
taken all night. Yeah,
Like almost empathizing with them. Like, you spent all this time on
right.
you
Like,
should learn better.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of times I've seen people arguing about politics, I've just said to people like, need to calm down. Like, cares about politics? Like, let them do what they're going to do. Like, we're not going to change anything now. They're elected. But yeah, like, You Need to Calm Down. I do think it's a great song, and this is one that I'm debating with myself whether it needs to be a little bit higher. But this is literally on the edge of my top 50, and I'm just staring at my list like things like it should be a little bit higher. You know what? I'm going to say yes. I think it did.
we've convinced him.
Well, I convinced myself by staring at my list like thinking I do actually like this more than this. A couple of songs I got higher than it. So yeah, I'm going to say yes to You Need to Calm Down. Kerry, what do you say about You Need to Calm Down?
Yeah, I say yes as well. And this is such a fun one. Like if you're angry, if you're thinking about something that's like annoyed you, and you're like, wait, it's not that big a deal. Like I need to calm down, but also whoever just like did something stupid needs to calm down. Like helps put things in perspective, and it's an amazing song, an amazing music video. Definitely, definitely yes.
So with that will close out the list. Stacey, did you have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, I won't go through like the whole playlist, but there is a couple ones that I wanted to talk about a little bit. One of my first favorite ones of hers that has still always been one that I have to let play and sing along to, and just think is just such a sweet song is Back to December. I love how it's the song that says like I messed up, I ruined this relationship and regret it. And it's just a good song. The melody, the musicality of it is great, and I love to sing along to it. Another one that I really like that I really just started hearing a lot for the first time when I was doing this is The Man. And at first I was like, I don't know if I love this song, but the more I heard it and the more I thought about it, I did. And a lot of the reason for that was when I'm older than most of you, I think all of you quite a bit. When she first came out, and I was a grown up already. She was a young woman or in her late teens, and I wasn't a huge fan, but I hated how everybody gave her shit for dating around. I was always like, what do you want her to do? Marry somebody right now? Like, if she did that, you'd be like, she needs to date more. Like, if she stayed home, you'd be like, why isn't she out dating? And if she was a guy, nobody would have cared. And she gets so much flack for so many things that I do think she wouldn't if she was a guy. Like, I know I don't know. I just think it's true and unfortunate. So the song really grew on me quite a bit. And so I just wanted to touch on that. We did You Need to Calm Down. I just have a lot of songs I just really like that I don't really need to get into. But yeah, so I'll just leave it there. There's just too many to like just say like I like this one's the best.
Yeah, no, it's one of those ones. Like for me, a lot of the times, like my favorite album of Taylor Swift is quite often the most recent one she releases. So a lot of my honorable mentions are going to be from Tortured Poets. So like, Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, I think is great.
That was on my list. I love that one.
Yeah, Love It. I think it is a good song. Love Story, I think like probably one of her bigger hits. I think is still quite good. Florida is a lot of fun, and then
It's stuck in my head.
yeah, and then the song that's totally not about a certain Kardashian, but Thank You Amy, I think is a fun song. But Kerry, any honorable mentions for you?
Oh my god, I have like a million. I guess some ones that are a little bit more meaningful are like 15. That was one like my mom used to make these like DVD compilations photos, and that one was always on there. Yeah, that one. Yeah, there were a bunch. It's sad we did not put an Evermore song on there. That's why that's an album I feel like is kind of tough. It's like, yeah, I'd say if there was one song I would have put on from Evermore, it would maybe be Champagne Problems, or yeah, probably that one. But that one's one that's grown on me. I didn't love that album at first though.
And Chad, what are some honorable mentions that you had?
A ton, dude. You Belong With Me was one of the first songs I remember liking from her. I love that music video. The Best Day is really cute. Mine is a jam. Speak Now. The Story of Us, I adore. That one is great. I wanted to throw it on there. I didn't know if anybody would go for it. Never Grow Up, I can't listen to anymore.
Such a sweet song.
But it breaks my heart thinking about Elliot growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't listen to it, but it's beautiful. Everything Has Changed, I think, is a great collab that I just always love. Welcome to New York is a jam. Style's a jam. Delicate is a great song.
It was on my list.
Gorgeous, I have, and I actually
Yeah.
bought a triangle to play during it. This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things might be my favorite song on there. King of My
On
Heart.
my list.
I do love Lover. That's one of my favorite songs. Daylight is a great album ender. The One. Cardigan, Exile, August. This Is Me Trying, Invisible String. Willow, Happiness is one of my
Of
favorites.
course, Chad reads his entire list. The rest of us picked like 3 songs.
Very short. I think Evermore might be the best song on that album, the actual Evermore song. Yeah, Maroon, Mastermind, and then the one from Tortured Poet that I put on there is actually Fortnite.
Oh, that's one I didn't have on.
Because I really like that collab with Post Malone. I think he's great.
And some of the ones that sort of mentioned in the chat, Teardrops on My Guitar is there. Look at What You Made Me Do. We're never getting back together.
Look what you made me
I
do.
knew you were trouble. Trying to find some that haven't been
Wildest
mentioned.
Dreams was on my list.
Yeah, White Horse, Wildest Dreams. But now it's time for the fun
Down
part
Bad.
of
I really like Down Bad from Torture Poets.
Oh, Down Bad Rules.
Yeah.
Right?
But time for the fun part of actually ranking these. Just to recap what made the list. We've got Begin Again, we've got I Can Do It with Broken Heart, we've got Fearless, we've got Bejeweled, we've got Mean, we've got Cruel Summer, we've got Better Than Revenge, Blank Space, Betty, Getaway Car, Alter Out When You Need to Come Down. Kerry, what song do you want in number 12?
Honestly, it's like impossible to choose between these. This is going to be somewhat arbitrary. I'm going to go Better Than Revenge.
Chad, what do you have at number 12?
That was honestly my 12th too, Better Than Revenge.
Stacey, what do you have at 12?
I mean, this is a little bit easy for me because some of these songs I just don't really know. So I'm going to go Fearless.
And I'm going Begin Again. But Better Than Revenge is going to be at number 12. Chad, what do you have at number 11?
Broken Heart.
Stacey, what do you have at 11?
I'll stick with Fearless.
I'm going to stick with Begin Again. And Kerry, what do you have at 11?
I will go with Fearless.
Stacey, what do you want at number 10?
I'm going to go with Mean.
Sticking with Begin Again, Kerry.
Yeah, I'll say Mean.
And Chad.
Broken Heart.
But Mean is going to be at number 10.
That was mean, guys.
I'm sticking with Begin Again. Kerry, what do you have at 9?
Bejeweled.
Chad.
Broken Heart.
And Stacey.
I was going to go Bejeweled.
Better than Broken Heart.
Oh
Damn it.
Kerry, what do you have at 8?
I will do Broken Heart. Now I can do it with a Broken Heart.
Chad.
Broken Heart.
Stacey.
I'll do next.
I'm going to do Cruel Summer.
And I'm sticking with Begin Again. But I Can Do It with Broken Heart is going to be at 8. And so I finished typing out the song title. But Chad, what do you have at 7?
Blank Space.
Stacey, what do you have at 7?
Looking at the list, I'm actually going to switch it up to Betty because I did really like it, but I've only heard it like once, twice, maybe.
I'm sticking with Begin Again. Kerry.
Betty.
But Betty is going to be at 7.
Okay.
But just to recap what we've still got left, we've got Begin Again, we've got Cruel Summer, we've got Blank Space, we've got Getaway Car, we've got Ultra Rail, and we've got You Need to Calm Down. Stacey, what do you have at 6?
I'm going to go Cruel Summer again.
I'm sticking with Begin Again. Kerry.
Blank Space.
And Chad.
Now it seems like I pressured you to say Blank Space.
No,
Blank Space.
I'm just choosing what I don't. It's hard.
It's very hard.
It's getting harder for sure.
But Chad, I'm assuming you're sticking with Blank Space then.
Yeah.
But for at 5, I'm sticking with Begin Again. Kerry, what do you have at 5?
Cruel Summer.
Chad.
Getaway Car.
And Stacey.
Cruel Summer.
Cruel Summer is going to be at 5. Kerry, what do you have at number 4?
Getaway Car.
Chad, what do you have at 4? Stacey, what do you have at 4?
I swear I was already going to say Getaway Car.
Nice.
I'm sticking with Begin Again. But Getaway Car is going to be at 4. Chad, what do you have at 3?
You need to calm down. Malcolm, you need to calm down.
Stacey, what do you have at 3?
Begin Again.
I'm also just sticking with Begin Again. And Kerry.
Oh God. What's left?
You need to calm down. Begin Again. All Too Well.
You need to calm down.
So that's a tie.
It is a tie. We're going to go to the chat. So chat, the first one I see that comments either You Need to Calm Down or Begin Again is going to be the decider. I will set up a reel. I don't need to set up the reel because it's already there. And Leo came in to Begin Again.
Oh, it's probably your best song.
To me, it's 3. That's pretty damn high of all these songs.
I didn't even think that song was gonna get on this list. So.
Dude, it's
but now we're going to go to number 1, and it's between All Too Well and You Need to Calm Down.
Do we have to support it?
I don't have one, so
Yeah.
You don't have to write it down.
Oh, okay. I was all ready to. Got the whiteboard out of the packed stuff and everything.
It's one of those ones like I don't mind it, like, but Kerry, what do you have at number 1 between All Too Well and You Need to Calm Down?
All Too Well.
Chad.
yeah, I love both, but I think All Too Well is ultimately the better song.
Stacey.
All Too Well.
And I was writing in the banners because I figured it was going to go the way I thought it was going to, but I've also got All Too Well for number 1 as well. But with that, it's time to go to the list.
And I was like, that is so cute. And then I liked it.
But our top 12 Taylor Swift songs, according to this panel ranking, At number 12, we've got Better Than Revenge. At 11, we've got Fearless. At 10, we've got Mean. At 9, we've got Bejeweled. At 8, we've got I Can Do a Broken Heart. At 7, we've got Betty. At 6, we've got Blank Space. At 5, we've got Cruel Summer. At 4, we've got Getaway Car. At 3, we've got Begin Again. At 2, we've got You Need to Calm Down. And number 1 is All Too Well. Well, that brings us to the end of another episode of Rankum. There may or may not be an episode next week. I may take another week off because the topic is going to be top 12 WrestleManias. That won the poll that I put up. But it was also one of those ones. Next Sunday is WrestleMania, and I've got a really packed week of stuff that is happening that week anyway, so I may have to just skip that week and do the episode the week after and all that. But I'll make the announcement in the on the Facebook page and all that. But Kerry, where can people find you online?
Chad and I do a show with our friend Hunter about all things horror. It's called Welcome to Prime Time. You can find it on YouTube, I guess. Well, I don't know why I would say that. Sorry. I heard some plugs in a while.
But Chad, where can people find you online?
Yeah, definitely check out Welcome to Prime Time. It's a blast. We have a lot of fun over there. We've been slow to get things out this year. Unfortunately, we've been very sick for like a good part of the year, but we're trying. We're slowly starting back up. Cinema Chad is my other channel where we do I'm trying to get reviews out, but mostly we do other rankings. So you're watching this, you probably love rankings. You can go out check out our rankings. We do a little bit differently than what Rankum does, but definitely love here, and probably got my love for ranking from Rankum. So there you go. And check out my buddy's channel. I already mentioned it before. The Dill Pickle Movie Network, where we do Picture This, and it's we basically talk about Oscars every month. So we do a different year of the Oscars, and we watch all the movies and we rank those and stuff like that. Malcolm's been on there a couple times, which was really fun. Stacy was on there once, and that was a fantastic episode. And Carrie's been on a few times. So, if you like all these people, there's episodes out there. So, always a blast. I love Rankum.
Stacy, where can people find you online?
As Chad mentioned, over at the Dill Pickle Movie Network, I pop up here and there on a bunch of different things, which is a lot of fun. And also on Maddie Loves Movies, I pop up sometimes. And that's another great network to check out, a fledgling YouTube network if you want to support a fledgling YouTuber that loves movies.
And you can find me on Table Productions as host Rankum every week. We'll be doing top 12 WrestleManias in a couple of weeks, most likely. And you can also find me on my own personal YouTube channel, Malcolm's Middle Earth Media, as I host Spare from the Past every week. This week, we'll be talking about No Mercy 2017. I don't have a guest nailed down for it yet. I've got a main responses from people about it. But with that is all for this week. And just remember, be a good person and don't be a dick and do chicken jockeys in movie cinemas. So with that is the end. And so.
Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. Look what you just made me do. Look what you just made